What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Sims coming at you the third week in January, starting out 2026 with a bang. I know it feels like everybody's been asleep since the holidays. We heard the unfortunate news in November of Mr. McConnell ultimately killing the hemp industry with a deadline of November 18th of this year. It seems like everybody's kind of been asleep at the wheel, not doing much, but it's actually exact opposite. Many organizations, including the ones I'm part of, have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to come up with a plan, opposition, and pass forward for our industry. I'm just coming in, flew back in this morning from Washington, D.C. I was fortunate enough and lucky enough to be able to fly out to D.C. on Tuesday, and I was there until this morning for the HIFA, IHFA, and the U.S. Hemp Roundtable fly-in to meet with different senators, representatives, and their staffers. Overall, I think it was a positive bill. The day of our arrival on Tuesday, as scheduled and as planned, there was an announcement of a bill that has been proposed by Representative Jim Baird. It is called H.R. 7010, or also known as the, make sure I get this right, Hemp Planting Predictability Act. Very simply put, we are just asking for a 2-year extension from the November 18th deadline. There's many reasons for this, not just kicking the can down the road. Ultimately, we see November 18th as a deadline for the industry, but it's much more aggressive than that. Many of us have bank relationships, bank loans, projected projects we're working on that we've started, whether it be in construction or expansion or what have you. But these are plans that expanded far beyond the November 18th deadline. Also for people like farmers that, this is already affecting them. They're trying to get rid of 2025 crop, and a lot of the people buying from them have now clammed up and gotten cold feet because they don't want to be sitting on product come the November deadline. So farmers are having issues now moving existing crops, much less planting crops, making sure that they are planted, tested, harvested, and ready to be sold in enough time for retailers to pick it up and sell it. So the deadline is arbitrary in a lot of ways, where it was just chosen. It gave us a 1-year extension. It was going to be an immediate kill, but luckily some cooler heads prevailed and bought us a year through Senator Rand Paul and other people that support and help our industry. But what H.R. 7010 is simply an ask of an extension for 2 years. 2 years to give us time to figure out sensible regulation on the federal level, as well as give states time to figure out how they want to regulate. Most of the states within the United States have some form of cannabis law on the books, whether it be for full recreational or whether it be for hemp. There's already something on the books for most states, but states like North Carolina, however, we are going by federal USDA guidelines. So we do not have any state programs set up right now. So we're asking for the extension so we can finish out leases that we've already signed our name to be able to take care of debts that we've already signed on for the bank and making sure those are paid. Also allowing us time to come up with sensible regulation for our industry, because in the Trump administration's executive order calling for rescheduling from a Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, part of that executive order from the Trump administration called for more testing and more reform to be done around hemp products, specifically CBD, topicals, and CBD-based products for the elderly. There's even a portion in the executive order that calls for Medicaid reimbursement up to $500 a year for the people that need it most, people 65 years of age or older. So ultimately, going to D.C. and meeting with the different representatives, I did, having feedback from congressmen, congresswomen, and representatives, is whether they support our industry or not, they do not support the way this went down. Most of them were forced with the decision of not do we support this portion of killing the hemp program or not through Mitch McConnell. It was simply, do we support reopening the government? And facing the longest government shutdown in history, not one of them wanted to have their name tied to the senator or the representative that prevented government from opening. So many of them were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Even if they fully supported us, they did not want to continue to keep the government shut down. And unfortunately, that was done in a very sneaky, in my opinion, unethical way by Mitch McConnell. It did not go through the normal avenues of debate and committees and everything where everybody's voice is heard and a compromise is made. There was no compromise. And this isn't conspiracy theory. Literally, Jack Daniels and other distillers paid Mitch McConnell $880,000 bribe to kill a $30 billion industry. And, these are real people behind this industry. And I eat, sleep, and breathe this industry, so I already know that. But being up there and hearing people's stories firsthand, and some of them have agreed to come be on this show and share their stories, and I can't wait till that happens. But it's very personal. We were handed the ability to achieve the American dream over and over again, especially in this industry, and we bought into it. We invested into it. We gave our time, our money, and our effort. And despite so many things to destroy us, we still prevailed as an industry, and we have organized, we have centralized our voice, at least at this time, of one voice, one plant. And, ultimately, we're fighting back and we're pushing back. And the reason big alcohol wants us gone so bad is because we're killing their industry. Same thing with pharma, same thing with big tobacco. People are turning to alternative plant-based medicines to combat other, things that that are less healthy for you, like alcohol or pharmaceuticals or whatever. But ultimately, we're all adults. We all want the option to make these choices for ourselves. And whether you're an opponent to cannabis or not, a lot of people are in favor of smaller government and state rights. And that's ultimately what we want time to figure out. So we're asking you to please help us gather and garner support for HR 7010. Call your local reps, your representatives. We will get a link posted in the comments here that can give you a direct link to whom you need to write. But phone calls count, emails count. We're asking senators, representatives, whoever you can, to please support this bill, the Baird bill. Let's get this thing, let's get an extension. Give us time to come out with something that works for all of us Americans looking for a healthier wellness way. And again, the link will be in the comments. Support any way you can. These emails and these phone calls count for so much. I heard it over and over and over again by staffers and representatives. The constituents have the power. What they say matters. Emails matter, phone calls matter, but also money matters. So, we're asking you to either contribute to HIFA, and we can put the link below, or CBHD, are great, or American Healthy. All of these people have our best interests at heart. We're one voice right now, one plant, the power of the plant, to ask for an extension on the Mitch McConnell killing language. So stay tuned for more. We're going to be having guests on to explain all these things in further detail. We're going to tell you more about how you can get involved. But for now, click the link below. Ask your representative to please support HR 7010, the Baird bill. As always, peace, love, and cannabis. It's not over till it's over. Let's keep fighting. Very positive vibes. We're here to stay. Save the plant, protect the plant. One voice. Thank you.